Alright, I'm back again, and I tried to do a video yesterday, and something told me just don't do it. So, don't upload it. So I didn't, and yeah, come to find out today, some new information broke. uh, it has recently come out that not only did they seize Trump's passports when they did the raid on Mar-a-Lago, but it also came out that a few other things that I believe Zuckerberg mentioned that the FBI had told them to hide the Hunter Biden laptop story until after the election. The boat, or whatever his name, Timothy Thibodeau, for some reason is what I want to call him, but I know that's not it. I'll have links down below in the description. But he has suddenly just decided to retire from the FBI, and he was the one that was behind it from what I understand. But also more interesting is that they came out and have admitted, Trump had requested a third-party intermediary to review the documents that were seized by the FBI to make sure there is no attorney privileged information in there. And they dragged their feet, and the DOJ and FBI and all them reviewed the documents anyway, and then all of a sudden they were like, yeah, we finished reviewing all the documents, and there were documents in there we were definitely not supposed to see. So naturally, Trump has already taken to Truth Social and said, we need to have a do-over on this election because it's obvious there was tampering involved. And it does seem like some tampering on this part of the United States government did take place by the censorship of a potentially, well, it wouldn't be potential. They censored a news story that more would have had an effect. Now, how great of an effect in Hunter Biden's laptop would it have had if it had gotten the mainstream news media coverage like it would have if it were one of Trump's children? That I don't know. I do imagine it would have. There would have been some have not voted for Biden, not necessarily swayed it in lieu of Trump or in the direction of Trump, but definitely would have discouraged people from voting for Biden. But to seize his documents too, and to drag your feet on the third-party intermediary until after the fact, yeah. The big implications are, as I see it, one, there's not going to be a do-over election, not going to happen. Two, with the seizure of the passports, and especially the documents from the that were privileged information, you could potentially see I have actually heard of this. I wish I could remember the case study. I think I covered this back when I was in school, but I can't remember the details on it. But there is the potential when privileged information like attorney privilege information is seized, that everything could get thrown out, because as the 5th district ruled a while back, you still have rights. So even with a search warrant, you still have certain rights. So yeah, and I'll have a link down below for that description as well. Now, whether or not they will try to push on because of the nature of the documents in question, I don't know. I know Merrick Garland is in a very much a do or die situation. Like if he don't pull this off, he's done for good. He might as well be the next person to retire. And it's all because the FBI couldn't do an I. They bungled this. Is the best way I know to put it, and that could cause the entire case to unravel. One additional thing I want to point out. I have done videos before on the First Amendment and how Facebook censoring, or social media outlets censoring posts that violate their terms of service is not a violation of the First Amendment. And I went through and basically said that, broke down how the First Amendment is about the government censoring free speech. But I also said if you have a smoking gun that shows the government forcing censorship, that's another story. While I would be willing to wager everything I own or ever will own that there will not be a do-over on the election, unless both Trump and Biden run in 2024, there won't be a do-over on the 2020 election. I'm willing to stake everything. I would pretty much be willing to stake everything on that. But there's already calls from the GOP to launch an investigation into this. If something comes of this, Trump will be highly empowered, especially if the charges, all of these various charges don't pan out. You won't be able to freaking stop him, or anyone he really endorses in lieu of him running. It's like I said in the video yesterday before I found out about the Facebook thing. It would almost be worth it to have an agreement drawn up to where you drop the charges as long as he retires, goes away, and leaves everyone alone. Well, now you you've given him all kinds of ammunition, and if the charges don't pan out, especially on the documents thing, and he does run against Biden, and you have the investigation into the FBI censoring articles so to have Biden beat him, and that goes somewhere. If you're Biden, do you even try to run on that? Because I've seen people saying that his policies are not all that popular. Which basically, Biden was a referendum on Trump and the handling of the pandemic and everything else. And any improvements under him on that is circumstantial because the vaccines were already rolling out before he took charge, even before the election, if I do recall. So any success in regards to that would be nothing. Even if it were just a matter of herd immunity through your own natural immune system, that's circumstances as well. That has nothing to do with Biden. even if it's why things are getting better, is solely and wholly due to the evolution of the virus as a whole becoming more like the common flu that we deal with. That has nothing to do with Biden. It would have happened no matter what. Kind of like how I say the pretty much recession, which, by the way, an economist is saying we're going to be in for a wicked one next year, which who said end of November, first part of December, year to year and a half, and it's going to hit? Me. For those that don't know, I've earned the nickname Nostradamus because for some reason when I say something, especially when it's negative, a lot of times it's more accurate than I would care for. I wish it would be more accurate, especially in regards to the winning lottery ticket numbers. Then I would have it made. You'd never see my pasty keister again, but when I think of the recession, yeah, that was going to happen no matter what, because you can't just shut down the entire economy and live off of what you print for months on end and then do a hard restart and not have this effect. It was going to happen. So the only real plus would be, I mean, what has Biden readily accomplished? He lost ground in Afghanistan. That was viewed as a blunder. The embassy in Iraq, I believe it was evacuated yesterday due to all kinds of hell breaking out there. I'll try to remember to throw a link down below in the description for that. The economy, they're trying to say, is, oh, we're doing so much better. No, we're not. They want, supply chain issues are still an issue. They say the job market's getting better, but is it? I've been looking for a new job to get out of the one that I have, which I kind of hate, for a year now, and everyone's trying to find a job elsewhere. That's why jobs are going unfilled. There's a great number of people saying just screw it. So is that really as good as they let on? I don't know. So if you're Biden, do you want to run again in 2024? Yeah, there's 2 years to go, but you're in midterm elections, and the Democrats running are basically saying, yeah, don't endorse us. We'll do our own thing. That's got to be weighing on you. And I firmly believe he was supposed to be at best a one and done, and whoever was vice president either fill the role part of the way through or for the 2024 to run. Kamala Harris ain't going to pull it off. She's no more likable than she was when she tried to run herself. Do you take the chance, if you're the GOP, to run Trump? Or is he kind of, in some degrees, a damaged goods? And if you're the Democrats right now, you've got to be questioning whether or not you want to run Biden again, because what few victories I really see are less him and more circumstantial. And I've said this for 2 elections now, and I'll be saying this in 2024, depending on what the options are. And it don't look like there's a whole lot of options for the presidential race in 2024. But if a third party can't make some major ground, it's by their own incompetence. That's my thought on the matter. Like I said, I'll try to remember to throw several links in the description down below. Later.